Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to see you all today. So some of you may know Kosmik. We've been working on that product for quite some time. Today, what I want to tell you is a bit of a story. 25 years ago, Apple introduced a device that was designed specifically to take advantage of two new inventions. That device was the humble iMac, and the two inventions were the web and the browser. The web of the time, of the late 1990s, was very simple. It was made of static web pages with a few links that users could click through. But the browser itself, designed at that time, didn't move one bit if you look at it today. If you see the Netscape capture on the slide before, you can recognize a universal search bar, tabs, and bookmarks to keep track of content. However, in the 25 years that have elapsed since 1998, the bulk of our workflows have moved to the web browser. Can ask any knowledge worker in that audience, and I suppose that if you do not use them in the browser, you are using web-based tools like Slack, Discord, Figma, Notion, and all of those. So what that means is that today, our most important tool is completely stuck in the past. If I show you my completely madman workflow in Safari, for example, what you will see is that I cannot easily discriminate between tabs for research, my Google inbox, Google Docs, Twitter, Pinterest for inspiration, or a few other software like Notion and Figma that I may use with my team to collaborate. So what we need is a new web browser that will allow us to take advantage of those tools and also get, finally, better research workflow. So what would that new browser look like? We think we have an idea. So if I zoom out here, I've actually been showing you this presentation in Kosmik the whole time, because one of our core beliefs is that the browser has actually become your operating system. This is where you go to do pretty much everything you do on a computer, so it needs to be able to host files and present simple ones like PDFs. Here, I have the issue of a newsletter I follow that I'm interested in reading, and I want to explore some of the links that are inside that. What I can do is I can click on it, pin it on the left of the screen, and I can go into more of a deep work focus mode. What I can do here, for example, is highlight some text that I'm interested in, drag that out, and keep it on the canvas. If there is a link that I want to explore, I can also just drag that out, put it on the canvas, and Kosmik will create a new card. So what this means is that instead of having a history that you cannot parse or tabs that do not relate to one another, you can just see visually where you come from and why you did that. And when you continue your exploration, Kosmik will actually create new cards that visually align together. And you can move them, click on them, resize them. We think that the web page should be something that you'll need to be able to play with. So our first belief is that the web browser needs to be a place that you can arrange, kind of like the desktop of your computers, and less like just a row of impersonate tabs. There is something else that we've been working on that I'm quite happy to show you today. Kosmik is the first multiplayer web browser, and Christopher has been nice enough to work on a mood board for an interior project that we've been working on together. So Christopher is now doing something that would be pretty complicated to do today. Like interior designers usually go on Google Images, right-click, save on the desktop, go back to Figma. Here in Kosmik, Christopher could just point at something like that, and you can see that the scrolling position is synced between what Christopher is doing and what I'm doing. And so I think that Christopher wants me to pull that out, and I can just add it to the canvas. And because Kosmik is also a native app on the iPad, I can also annotate that very quickly and easily. So having a multiplayer web browser means that some of the workflows we do today that requires 2, 3, 5 apps can be done in a few seconds by 2 people in the same space. And because Kosmik is also a normal web browser, it can also integrate with all the tools you use today, like Figma, Notion, and Google Sheet. But what that means is that you can create clusters that relate to topics or projects, and at a glance know where your teammates are and what they are doing. So this was a very short demo of Kosmik, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about what we've built behind that to make it happen. So we think that we've replaced those outdated metaphors with a place, this infinite canvas that you can arrange however you like. We've done away with one of the things that we hate the most, bookmarks. The content is wholly reusable. You can remix, share, and collaborate directly in the browser. But to actually make that happen, we had to do more than the interface. As you can imagine, a spatial canvas that refreshes 20 web views at a time is quite consuming. So what we did is we created a new data structure based on IPFS that allows us to save and stream the websites in piecemeal fashion, very small blocks. And on top of that, we've built something that allows us to do content tracking, authorship tracking, versioning, encryption at the object level, and run all of that locally, and it even works offline. So, oops. This is what it actually takes to reinvent the web browser as a creative tool. I'm very happy to show that today. If you have any recommendation, critiques, or ideas, you can just join me into that Kosmik board, because any Kosmik board can also be shared and published as an HTML canvas. Thank you.